So we are currently on our 5-4 notes, and we're going to finish up our notes here. We're going to be working on example 3. So everybody needs to open up to 5-4 notes, example 3. And we are going to be multiplying mixed numbers today. I want you to write a note here to yourselves. Go ahead and write a little star. So you can write a note as a reminder. In order to multiply mixed numbers, you must make improper fractions. Improper fractions first. So write must make improper fractions. So for example 3, I'm just going to look at 11 2/5. When I go to take 11 2/5 and write it as an improper fraction, do me a favor and take your pointer finger and cover up that negative. Right now, we get to ignore the fact that this is a negative integer. Or a negative number, I should say. We are simply going to multiply our denominator. So multiply with me. What's 5 times 11? 55. Let's try that again. What's 5 times 11? Plus 2? 7. 57. So write in your numerator 57. In your denominator, go ahead and write a 5. Because our denominator is 5. And then now take the negative and write it next to the 57. So we cover up that negative initially. We multiply and add and get a negative 57 over 5. Times by, we need to make this mixed number an improper fraction as well. So I'm going to have you guys say this out loud with me. Some of you guys, we really need to work on focusing. What do you get when you multiply 4 times 7? Let's try that again. All together, what do you get when you multiply 4 times 7? 28, that's better. Plus 3 is 31/4. Now we can look to see if there are any cross canceling. 57 and 31, those are kind of some strange numbers, aren't they? Do you think we can cross cancel? Do me a favor and grab a calculator. Everybody needs a calculator. I'm going to show you guys a lot about how to use your calculator to help you with these problems today. Calculator. Down here at the bottom, you're going to hit the negative. So type the negative 57 times by 31. And I'm getting negative 1,767. That's my numerator. Divided by, in my denominator, what's 5 times 4? 20. Currently, this is what type of fraction? It's improper, right? Off the top of your head, do any of you guys know how many times 20 can go into 1767? I don't know. Nope, just wait. Just wait. Don't guess. Now, what I want you to do right now, we know that our entire answer is going to be negative. So before we even do anything, go ahead and write the negative down here. We know our answer is going to be negative. So let's write the negative so that we can ignore it for a little bit. Grab your calculator and type in 1767 divided by, and then our denominator. Hit enter, and I'm getting 88.35. Is that what you guys are getting? So that means that my whole number is going to be 88. So I'm going to go ahead and write a big old 88. That's my whole number. My denominator is still going to be 20. And I want to know how many are left over to get up to 1767. Well, I'm going to multiply 20 times 88. And I get 1760. So do you agree that there's 7 left over? So 7 are left over. All right, let's jump to our next one. Go ahead and show me your pointer finger if you can hear me. I want to see your pointer finger if you can hear me. Good. Take your pointer finger. Cover up that negative. We get to ignore the negative for now. And I'm going to have you guys all say this with me, so make sure you're focused and listening. We have to multiply 2 times 10. So altogether, what is 2 times 10, class? 20. Everybody all together, what's 2 times 10? 20 plus 1 is 21 over 2. And then go ahead and write the negative. Times by. Go ahead and make this mixed number an improper fraction. And raise your hand when you've got your answer. Yeah, you can. Raise your hand when you've converted this mixed number to an improper fraction. Very good. 53 over 10. 53 over 10. Now, just asked a really good question. She said, shouldn't you put the negative in your numerator? And she's exactly right. That's technically a negative 21. So let's look at negative 21 and 10. Off the top of your head, can you cross cancel anything? I don't think so. How about 2 and 53? No, that's multiply. Grab your calculator. Go ahead and type in negative 21 times 53. And I'm getting negative 1,113 divided by, what's 2 times 10? 20. Now, what I want you guys to do right now is take your negative and go ahead and write it down here. We know our final answer is going to be negative, so let's write that negative now. Who can raise their hand and tell me what I'm going to type into my calculator to figure out how many times 20 goes into 1,113? What are you typing into your calculator? Mm-hmm. 1,113 divided by 20. And I'm getting 55.65. So I'm going to go ahead and write 55 is my whole number. What's my denominator? 20. So now, what do I need to multiply? 55 times 20. And I get 1,100. So how many are left over to get up to 1,113? 13 are left over. Good. And then I think we're on example 4, right? Last example. Who can raise their hand and remind me? When we have a negative, where do we always place that negative? I should see lots of hands in the air. We talked about this yesterday. When we have a negative, who can raise their hand and tell me where to put it? We're going to put our negative in our numerator times by 3y over 4. And then we can cross cancel. So do you guys agree that 2 and 4 can both be divided by 2? So negative 2 divided by 2 is a negative 1. What's 4 divided by 2? 2. Now let's multiply. What's negative 1 times 3y? Negative 3y, good. In your denominator, what's 5 times 2? 10. Shane, we did negative 1 times 3. And that's where I got the negative 3. Does that make sense, bud? All right. Can we simplify? I'll give it to you in a sec. Can we simplify? No, that's our final answer. Stay for us to do this one, okay, bud? All right. For this next one, the denominator looks pretty easy to do. What's 2 times 10? 20. Good. In our numerator, we actually have to remember our rules for what to do with a power. If I have x to the 4th power, how many x's do I have? 4. If I have x to the 2nd power, how many x's do I have? 2. So how many do I have altogether? Close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to go ahead and write that as x to the 6th power. Do you guys remember when we did that rule where you add 4 plus 2 and get 6? And then 3 is my coefficient. And that's the answer. No, because the 3 is there. Since the 3 is there, you don't have a 1. All right, flip to your 5-4 worksheet for your homework. And I'm going to circle number 1. So 5-4 worksheet. Number 1. Number 4. Number 5. Number 10. Number 12. And 13. Yeah, do those ones for homework.